Now I am going to discuss about how to pass data from a parent component to child component. So I am going to create a new project, new parent to child communication. Okay, so when I write this statement and enter the key, then it is going to create the project structure for us. And it will be created. It is saying that would you like to add angular route? No, for now I am not routing and I am taking the CSS. Okay, so in the meantime you will see in this same folder these are the files automatically created, and we will go to the see the folder. See, it is saying same folder, so one folder is created according to what we have written in this new parent to child com, and it is created here, and the required files and folders are automatically created. No need to worry about it, and we are going to write code inside this folder, src, then app component. By default this node is creating app component and app module for us. Still some package need to be installed, so we have to wait for around 1 minute maximum. Now I am going to show you pictorially how the parent and child are related. So if this is a selector here and it is shown in the parent in index.html, then app component is a child of this parent. Similarly, the selector employee is shown in app component.ts. So employee component is a child of app component. Similarly, this customer component is shown here. Selector is the customer and it is shown in app component. So this is a child of this app component. Okay, so next we will go to the, so we are in the second slide, and it is showing that employee and customer are child of app component because their selectors are shown here. So our purpose is to pass a variable from here to child component, from app component to employee component. Okay, so if we'll see here, we want to pass this variable x to the child component. Okay, how we are doing? So this is a selector and this is an element in the parent, and we are passing this my info as a attribute. Okay, so this is using this square bracket attribute that, and our value is this x. We are setting the value here. Then we are using a input attribute in the child, and this value my info is here, and we are declaring the variable my info in the child component, and then we are using here in the template of the child component. So this is compulsory. So this is a attribute. Okay, or so this is a decorator, and this decorator input is saying that this is a input variable from some other component. Okay, so it is saying that this is an input variable from some other component. So from other component, if I am using this selector, then via this selector it is coming as a input. Okay, so then we will go to code. We will go and write the code. In the code we have three TS files. So this is the child component, this is the parent component, and app module is the module for both components. That's why we are writing here app component and employee component. So employee component, app component, both are component of this module, app module. Okay, now we will see uh, we have a variable here x which is value hello world. We have to pass it to the employee component, that is the child component. Then for this we are going to use this one. I am writing a attribute for the selector of employee. So this is a selector of employee component, child component. So in the child components selector element in parent. So in parent, this is the child component selector element. We are using this my info as a input variable. Okay, and that input variable is assigned to hello world here. Then we will go to the child component to write code. So go to the child component here. In the child component, we are using a decorator input here, and whatever name we are giving here. Suppose I will give here my info. Same thing I have to give here. So I have to write here my info. So my info string. So we have my info here. So we are writing my info string, and it is a input from some other component. Some other component means the selector, where the selector is used, in which component this selector is used. From there the input is coming. So this employee is used in app component. So from app component this value is coming, my info value. So my info is this, and we can use here. I'll write here my info. Okay, and I can write here I am from parent. Okay, so I'll save it. Let's run it. So I refresh this localhost. So it is giving some error. So I'll see what is the. I'm going to run this command again. Ng serve open. After this I am getting I am from parent hello world. So this is the my info variable. Okay. See here, it is the child component, and I am using the my info variable here, and this my info is coming from parent. Okay, this selector is used in app component. So from that selector I have to pass this my info. So from selector I am passing my info, and the my info value is x. So x is mentioned in the parent as hello world. So that's why you are seeing that I am from parent hello world. So from this picture you are clear that I am passing x, and it is from parent to child, and it is used here through this input decorator, through this input decorator. So using this I am passing x to here, because whatever we are writing here inside this template, it is shown here in employee, because employee is the selector. So whatever we are writing here, it will be shown here inside this. So that is the this one. So that is it shown here. Okay. So now I am going to show you another example. That is, suppose instead of that hello world as a string we have previously written, I am going to pass an array of strings of names. So this is an array of strings, and this is an array of names. So here in my info, so we have previously written here double quote. So we are not going to written double quote here, because it is a object now, it is not a string. So it will become a string array of strings. So no need to go for writing here double quote. Directly I have written my info equal to x. Okay, I remove the double quote here. Then we will go to receive this x value from the child. So let's go to the child component. So in the child component everything is same. Input decorator, my, and this is a string array. So now it is a string array. So we are receiving it here it was a string of this is array of strings, and here this is a my info is array of strings with this decorator input. And in the template part I am using the ng for, so span /span ng for let nm of name. Suppose it is, I can write like this underscore n a name. Let name of my info is a string, sorry, array of strings. So I am going a for loop here, and I am writing this one nm here in the interpolation, one way binding this. So I will save it and go to see name is shown here. Suppose I want to introduce some comma here. Okay, so then I will write here comma, just give a comma here, and let's see, comma is coming. Okay, suppose I want to write line break, so I can give here line break br, and see here line break is here. Okay, similarly we can pass any type of data from here using this input decorator. Okay, and this input decorator has a variable, and it is attached to here this selector in the parent, this selector in the parent.